Hey everybody, I hope you enjoy this episode. I was thinking about it's going to be summertime, we want to go on vacations, or maybe we're just a family where we just can't afford a lot of good foods. And we know that with grocery prices rising, that also makes it difficult as well. So I thought I'd do my blog on eating healthy on a budget. So we know that that's the most important thing that we can do to improve our health and prevent disease. But what happens when you're so poor you can only afford ramen noodles? Can you really afford organic and natural foods? So I'm going to give you 9 tips for eating healthy on a budget. So number 1, it doesn't all have to be organic. We know that there's a lot of common pesticides that are used in produce with the farming, including, there's chemicals that are linked to cancer, nervous system toxicity, hormonal imbalances, and lung irritation. But I know that buying organic can be very expensive. If you have a Costco or Sam's Club membership, you are going to find that they carry organic foods. They're like a huge supplier. So it's their bulk items that can be less expensive, excuse me, rather than shopping at a conventional grocery store. So there's an environmental working group, or the EWG, and they get that how difficult it can be to afford just organic food. So what they do is they publish annual lists of what's called the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen on their website. These 2 lists provide a guide to the 15 fruits and vegetables that have been shown to possess the least amount of pesticide residue, and then the 12 that are covered with the most toxic pesticides. So when you find products on the clean list, go ahead and stock up on those, but be aware of the Dirty Dozen too, and save room in your budget for organic or pesticide-free strawberries as well as spinach. The EWG warns that conventionally grown strawberries, excuse me, spinach and nectarines, which are tested after they've been washed, contain more pesticide residue than any other common produce. So what you can do is copy the Clean 15, a Dirty Dozen, onto a small piece of paper, store it in your wallet, or bookmark the website on your smartphone before your next trip to the grocery store. Tip number 2, support your local farmers. Go to the farm where it's grown, or go to your local markets. See what they, have, if they have a farm stand on certain days of the week. There's also a program called Community Supported Agriculture, or CSA. And so many farmers will offer members in the community an opportunity to buy a share of their harvest each year or each season. So you want to look that up on the website at localharvest.org/CSA/ and see if that's available in your area, and that can be a cheap way to go. Tip number 3, plan your weekly meals. So I know that it sounds tedious, but in reality, weekly meal planning can not only save you money at the market, but also your time as well. So here's a tip. Get a pad of paper, open your refrigerator, list everything that needs to be used, write it down. Do the same with your freezer and your pantry. So once you have those ingredients of those foods that need to be used right away, then you can use those to meal prep. Include your packed lunches for work, for school, for outings, and then make your grocery list by writing down the items you need to follow your plan. So once you get into that habit, you're going to find that it's quicker, easier, and less time consuming, and also healthier. Tip number 4, hit the grocery clearance aisles first. Go there first with the clearance, have your list in hand, and a lot of the times they have organic and natural foods in the clearance. Why? Because they're so high priced, people can't afford them, so they have to sell them before their expiration date, so go there. Tip number 5, buy what's in season. So organic strawberries, for example, can be on sale for as little as $1 a pound in June. Organic grapes are less expensive in the fall. And of course, when you buy seasonal produce during that season, it's going to be cheaper than off season. Tip number 6, buy frozen produce. That is just as nutritious. Go to the frozen food aisle. A lot of the times farmers will generally allow the produce to ripen on the tree or vine a bit longer when it's going to be frozen. So it's definitely healthy. Tip number 7, buy cheap protein. So steak and shrimp are great for that special occasion, but can't always be easy on a weekly budget. Use eggs. If you're vegetarian, buy beans and even chicken. Those are cheaper sources of protein. Tip number 8, stay on your list. I fail at this multiple times a month. I always get extra stuff, and it's very easy to get off your list. But if you know what you need for the week and you trust the list, stay on it. Be intentional. Walk only to those items that you need at your list. And tip number 9, stay out of boutique natural food stores. So it used to be difficult to find organic and natural foods. You'd have to go to a specialty store, but nowadays it is in regular grocery stores. Like I mentioned before, Costco has actually become the largest organic foods retailer in the United States and the cheapest. So eating healthy doesn't have to break the bank. It isn't impossible to eat nutritiously dense foods when you're on a tight budget. It just needs to take some planning. Use these tips to get the most bang for your buck, and I hope they've helped. And if you have additional ways to save, please list them in the comments below. Thanks.